Hey, it's Melissa from Kiwi Banana, and today I want to talk about 5 years no makeup. Yep, that's right. So, 5 years I've not worn any makeup. So, no mascara, no foundation, no lip gloss, no lipstick. I probably worn a little bit of lip balm or coconut oil every now and then if my lips have been really dry, but it's not necessarily for the fact to change the way I look. I don't think anyone even notices. It's more like, oh, well, I've got dry lips and I'd like to put something on them to try and help relieve them. So, yeah, different purpose to what most people are wearing makeup for, I guess you could say. Prior to that, yeah, I wore makeup like pretty much most days. I wear lots of it. I've been wearing it since I was like regularly since I was probably about 13. I really enjoyed the artistic, I guess, aspects of it, and that was the main reason. But also, I guess it was a way to, mask things like pimples. So I guess I also want to disclose, I consider myself quite lucky in the fact that I don't have any scars of any kind on my face. I do get pimples, but it's not a lot of them. I do understand that some people, they have other things on their face that they consider quite big imperfections for them, and they are quite self-conscious of. So I don't want to discredit that, but also just that I don't feel like I suffer from many of those at this point in my life. Why did I stop wearing makeup? Okay, so one, I mean, there's not as much of an emphasis for men to wear makeup, so why should there be for women? I guess that's my sort of trail of thought with that. It saves me a lot of time. I did a video a number of years ago where it actually calculated how much time it saves me, like over like a week, a month, a year, and it was a lot of time. So now I can use that time doing other things that I consider more valuable. I save a lot of money because I don't have to buy things to put on my face on a regular basis, which is great, which means I get to spend my money on things that I value more. Saves me also a lot of space. So, I did quite a bit of traveling. I also lived in the same city and traveled, well, moved about like every 4 to 6 weeks within the same city, subletting, house sitting off people. And so, why would I want to have lots and lots and lots of things? I tend to consider myself more of a minimalist, into things like low waste. So I really don't want to have too many things. It just takes up too much, I guess, mental space and physical space, which I think is just unnecessary for me in my own journey and where I'm going and what I'm really into. Also, I find that not wearing makeup is more eco-friendly. So obviously there's a whole lot of processing and resources that go into the packaging of makeup, and then there's obviously all the resources and processes that go into the ingredients of the makeup. And yeah, you can buy like some really good eco-friendly ones, and if you want to wear makeup, obviously I would advise that you buy vegan and it's cruelty-free, because there's no need today to be testing on animals. I could go a whole 10 minutes just talking about that, but we won't for this, for the succinctness of this video, should I say. So I guess another reason would be it's a great people filter. It's probably one of my number one reasons as to why I continue not wearing makeup. It's an epic people filter. It means that people are going to be more interested in who I am for maybe my intellect or my intuition or the values that I hold. If someone doesn't want to employ me just because I don't wear makeup on my face, then that makes me obviously question the values of who they are and what their company stands for. Same goes with friends and people that you relate with on lots of different levels as well. The impacts, what have I noticed? Okay, so I've become more confident, but that could just be maybe just something that comes with age, potentially. I felt that my skin is better, like I actually have less pimples now, which is great. And I get compliments actually on my skin, which is really amazing, and it makes me, I'd be lying if I said it makes me feel really good to hear that, people asking me about what do I do with my skin, because I also don't have a skincare regime. Like, I literally just wash my face with water. I don't use any moisturizer. I don't use a cleanser. I don't use a toner. Sometimes I will use sunscreen, but of course I'm very picky as to what I wear. So I really do very minimal things with my skin, and yet it seems to work really well. I don't know whether it will work well for everyone else, because I'm going to go into a few more things as to why my skin is probably the way it is as well in a few minutes. But it's just, I guess, really interesting, obviously, how there's particular industries and particular like financial interest in keeping women, or just people in general, should I say, that keeping them in this kind of cycle of continually purchasing, things for their face and for their skin. Yeah, I understand. Like I'm not over the age of 30. I am, I guess what some would consider that younger kind of part in their life. So, I don't have things like lots and lots of wrinkles or whatever, but irrespective of if you have wrinkles or not, that's not going to be fixed by some kind of like skin cream. Nor do I want to be like injecting things into my face to try and like fill it all out. So it's just really interesting. Like, there's a huge financial interest in keeping us in, putting things on our face, whether that be makeup or like a particular skincare regime. So I guess, disclosure at the end, some things that probably help with skin, and that would be that I drink a lot of water. And, depending on the climate and the activity I'm doing, it's usually between 2 to 3 litres a day. When I was at places like Burning Man in the desert in Nevada, like that was probably up to almost 4 litres a day. So you know what I mean? Like it's really going to depend on, where you live and the temperature and how much physical activity you do. But I would say at least 2 litres of water a day is good. It's a good starting point, unless you eat like 100% like raw food diet. It's with a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, because those kind of foods contain a lot of water. But anyway, I'm kind of digressing off there. And so yeah, I also eat vegan, and I eat predominantly whole foods, so whole plant foods like fruits, vegetables, legumes, and some whole grains. A little bit of nuts and seeds and stuff like that too. So trying to eat is less processed. Obviously, keep away from the things that come from animals, whether that be their body parts or their secretions. So yeah, that can obviously have a big part to play. And I can notice a lot too. Like if I end up eating quite a bit of kind of like vegan junk food, I can notice like my skin will start to change a bit. And I try and get as much sunshine, but I know I probably could do better. So that's always good. You obviously have to be careful you don't get too much, depending on where you live on the globe as well. I prioritize things like sleep. I don't tend to consider myself living an extra stressful lifestyle. Like I don't have children, I don't have a mortgage, so that really, people really undervalue the amount that stress has an impact on a lot of aspects of one's lives. So yeah, I guess that's my video for 5 years not wearing any makeup. Why I did it, why it appears to be working for me, why I love doing it. If you've been doing something similar yourself, you're more than welcome to leave your experience in the comment section down below. And I will see you in the next video.